Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 249. What a morning it is. Crisp autumn morning, 49 degrees outside. All of a sudden, today's high is only going to be 67 degrees. It is Wednesday. It is travel day. It's an exciting day. I'm ready to go. Been on the road for a short time. The sun is just coming up in the distance. You know, it's kind of weird. I was thinking this morning, you go from summertime when you wake up and the sun is in your eyes to middle of winter. You wake up, it's dark. You go to sleep, it's dark. But that's the way things are. But we're in that period now where it's a little harder to wake up in the morning because it's dark outside and you're not used to waking up in the dark. But a couple things I want to go over today. First of all, you know, today's Wednesday. I'm going to be traveling today. It's going to be one of our longer days. And hopefully we get 2-3 sessions of table time today, a little bit of slot time today, and maybe a little bit of poker. I can say I'm not too motivated in poker right now because I haven't had good variance. My skills are okay, not great. We're going to work on it. We're going to try to get more table time in, try to get more experience in, and go from there. One thing, I don't have a separate bankroll for poker. So when I'm losing in poker and winning in blackjack, it's not really helping me much because I'm not going anywhere. You know, it's not like I'm improving my regular bankroll and treating this as a learning experience. Everything is all together. And I've done it that way always, all the way back to the beginning. When my bankroll was basically my regular money because I didn't have a bankroll. And I want to go over an email that I received from a guy about 7 days ago, and I apologize I didn't address it earlier, but I was planning on doing it on the podcast, but haven't had a chance to do it. Maybe I have, but I've been lazy. I don't know. I'm going to read you the whole email here, and then we'll go over it. So he says, hey there, MW. I have a question about building a bankroll that's probably going to sound a little odd. Sorry, guys, I'm driving while I'm reading this here. I've been playing slots for about 2 years now, and I've had a great experience and lots of winning sessions. I've done it on just on the side while keeping an okay job because I don't have any super local casinos to me. I'm assuming that he's saying he doesn't have any casinos that are too close to him, not saying that the casinos close to him are not good, but I have a super small bankroll, and I'm usually entering the casino with $1,000 in cash or less. So my question is, what tips would you give someone trying to build a bankroll with not much starting capital? I know the simple, easy answer is get a better job, but I'm looking at stuff outside of the W-2 space. What would you recommend? Also, how and what did you do to grow your bankroll when you first started out as an AP? Okay, so you can tell I'm not the best reader either. When I started, I got lucky. That's how I did it. So basically, when I started, I didn't have any money. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had credit cards available, but I didn't have a lot of cash. I had some rental property. I had an okay job. And really that was it. And I would pretty much pay my bills, spend time at the casino, not really make any money, lose some money, and just, you know, barely had enough to do what I wanted to do. When I learned how to card count, it was through the Blackjack Apprenticeship videos on YouTube, the free stuff, and I'd never even paid for a membership for about a year. And I actually didn't even pay for a membership till I got backed off my local, which was a year after I started. It was 13 months, actually. So I started with no bankroll. I started with $200 in my pocket, and I went to a $50 table. What could really go wrong there, right? And I had a small winning session, and I didn't pull up the numbers. It was like $300-400, something like that, and I left. Now that could have been variance, that could have been luck, that could have been card counting, that could have been anything. But I won a bunch of sessions in a row, and I used that money to play, and it continued on. Did I expect that to happen? Was that the intent of mine to have a $200 bankroll? No. So was it really a $200 bankroll? Probably not, because although I said I started with that, there were ways for me to get money from credit cards if I needed it. I really didn't want to need it. I was hoping this would work. When I started playing and I started winning, I wasn't even sure that it was the card counting that was winning, because I've had good variance in the past. And I thought, well, this is probably just luck. And then the first time I had a down day, I'm like, see, this doesn't work. So I wasn't that sold that it was working, all right? So my bankroll kind of was irrelevant. But I'll tell you what I would do right now if I had a $0 bankroll. We've talked about it before, where I've gone into casinos and found vouchers. Do I recommend that? Probably not. But it's happened to me where I've gone in and found 50 cents, 20 cents, 80 cents, and played a couple machines, never even dipped into my own money, and left with a few $100s. That's not going to happen. But with a $1,000 bankroll like you have, you don't really need that much more to get started. You don't need to get another job. What you need to do is spend more time doing it, and you need to keep your money in it. In other words, when you win, don't go spending that with your regular money. Grow your bankroll with it. Keep looking, learn more games, and you'll make the money. I mean, when do you need more than $1,000 at a time when you go into a casino for a play that's going to be $5 or more usually, maybe $3 or more per spin? Most of the plays that we take are smaller plays, for me anyway. I mean, yesterday I had a $10 and a $20 a spin play. Okay, that's going to be out of your league. That's not going to work. But if you had a $10 a spin play and your bankroll is $1,000, I mean, could you have them lock the machine and you go get more money? Or is $1,000 everything that you have? I mean, to me, it seems like you could get more money if you were in the middle of a play. You could borrow money, whatever. But why not just build the bankroll as you're winning and just don't use that money for anything else? Even like your travel and stuff, if you can afford to pay for your travel with a credit card and get your points and just pay it off with your regular paycheck, if you can afford to do that, do that. You're building your bankroll by doing that, because you're not using your bankroll money. That's what I would suggest. There really isn't much to it. I don't want to act like, that's all you need, because sometimes there are situations that you do need more. But most of the time, I go into a casino, I'll win $200, $300, $400, $500, and I took less than $1,000 out of my pocket. And I think I've lately been talking about how much I took out of pocket when I played slots, and it's usually not that much. And I think you're okay with that. Just keep building it. I mean, you could always take money out of somewhere, but I don't see that you need it. If you have an equity line, if you have a credit card, if you have savings, if you have checking, and you're in the middle of a play, you can pull it out, and that's, savings, checking, that's interest-free money that you have right there. You could use it and put it right back in the bank. If you definitely have a play that you believe in that's positive EV, and you don't mind, using an equity line at 6 or 7 or 8% for the day, that's fine, and hopefully you do well. I don't want anybody to borrow money to gamble and lose, but to me, if I have positive EV, even if I'm borrowing money, it's worth it, because my expected return is more than my expected return somewhere else. So I don't know if that's helpful or not. Hopefully it is. I don't know where else to go with that. I mean, when I stay local and I just go to my local casino, I have between 5 and 10 in my pocket, usually like 7 or 8,000, no more than that. And I don't think you're ever going to need that unless you have a tremendously huge play, or you're in Vegas where you have $100 plays, $200 plays, and you could always get partners on the bigger plays if you wanted. So I guess, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. If it doesn't, email me back. If you need help or advice with any specific things, just email me back. So, all right. Right now, still traveling to our first casino. Got fuel last night, so we should be good until we get there, and then we'll fill up on the way home, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, getting close to my first stop. I'm about 5 miles away right now, and I was just watching one of these other APs on YouTube, and man, sometimes I just shake my head, all the stuff we go through, and God bless this guy, he takes it in stride, but the big swings up and down, and just move on to the next place, and move on to the next place, and I don't know where all that emotion goes, but somehow we do it, and somehow we continue on. This last one that I watched, he had a rough patch, but in the long run, I know he's going to be good. I'm actually a member of his Discord also, but yeah, hoping for a good day today. The weather is really good here. You know, obviously I'm pretty far away from home, so the high for the day at home was supposed to be like whatever I said, 63 or whatever, but it's already in the mid 50s here, so it's going to be a nice day. No chance of rain or anything. All we have to do is make money, so let's get in there and make some cash. I'm going to sit in the car for a minute and make sure that all my emails and everything are taken care of, and then we'll go in and make a little bit of cash. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, just walking around here looking at some slots. Just had my first table session, and it actually went pretty well. Short session, and ended up ahead 550, which is very nice right now. And gonna walk around a little bit, look for something else to play, looking at these machines right now. Hopefully we find something, pick up a few bucks, and then hopefully get another table session in before the shift changes. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you here shortly. Alright guys, I am back, and we had another decent session without a lot of drama, which is always good, and different area completely, no issues, and now we're just waiting for the shift change to happen. Plus 587 on this one, plus 587, so we're looking good today. Still early. If we could at least double that up for the day, I'd be ready to get out of here. So far so good, no issues, nobody watching, nobody saying anything, so we're gonna just keep going here. So just walking around looking at slots again. Didn't find any earlier, primarily because there's a bunch of people in here already, mainly this young couple, Asian couple, but that's okay, you know, they need to eat too, so we'll let them eat and we'll eat. So I'm gonna let you go right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I'm back. I'm going to assume, and I think I just told you guys about 2 sessions so far, and that was it. So walk around, looking around, not really seeing much, and looking at slots, and there's nothing there. There's one guy in here who's, recently he's been here a lot. I don't think he has much money, but he checks stuff, and I think he calls his friends in if he needs help with something. So he was here checking machines, and it was just overall it was pretty draining just to walk around and do nothing. Right now it is 4.5 hours since I got here, and this whole time I've been walking around. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I thought I was up less than that. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I ended up playing a lot of tables and not a lot of slots. The third session was a little bit tougher than the other ones. Took me quite a while. Went down a little rabbit hole before things got better. And again, I as soon as I started seeing people that I knew, then I started, like, the alarm bells started going off, and I didn't want to be at their tables if they knew who I was. I don't want them putting me in a system or anything like that. So it's kind of nerve-wracking right now because I know I'm not backed off, and I don't think they think that I'm doing anything yet. But the more data they have, then they can put it together, right? And that's what happened to the last one that this happened with. Is, for years I told them, don't put me in the system, don't put me in the system, and they didn't. And then I think they finally did an audit on a day where I had big $5,000 swings, and that's when they figured it out. And I guess they were probably pretty hurt because when I left there, the pit boss said, "Are you done now?" or something like that. "You done?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm done." Why? I was just trying to win a little bit of money. And so, yeah, overall, it was okay, but I ended up leaving plus 512. Could have made a lot more money on that one, but that one didn't work out. Got up and walked around for a while. I was going to get some food, but just decided not to. I was more determined just to keep looking and try to make more money, and that's what I did. I did play a couple small slots, but it was like such a small amount, it's hardly even worth mentioning. Dollars, not tens of dollars, So, and then I went to, I found another table, sat down there and played, and was there for like over 2 hours. And my high for the session was only like $75. My low for the session was minus, I want to say 4,600, and I ended up leaving ahead $35. And that was all about getting close, big dive, getting close, big dive. And I'm talking like I would have these runs of like 8 or 10 winning hands in a row at low counts, and then raise my bet and lose 3 or 4 in a row and put me all the way back to where I started, down 15, 1800, whatever it was, back and forth and back and forth. And I did see a friend of mine, talk to him and told him, I'm going on my trip and all that kind of stuff. And I did recently talk to another friend of mine last night, and he told me he's been to that area and gave me some pointers about some places, which ones to go to, which ones to stay away from, and all that. And so I ended that session ahead $35 after about 2 hours of play. And honestly, my first hour or so of playing today, I was ahead almost $1,600, and then the rest of the day, the last couple hours, was just trying to break even, trying to make anything, and it was just horrible. And luckily I got my money back and ended up leaving ahead there. Overall, between the 4 sessions, I ended ahead $1,684. And how much easier was it yesterday, where I was at a slot machine for 45 seconds and made a profit of $2,500 and change, almost $2,600, versus sitting here and have to travel 4 hours and sit and dodge people and go through the ups and downs and all that. And it's crazy. It's a crazy game. And when I was getting close, I mentioned another advantage player and the things that he was going through on his last video. I'm like, man, dude, things are so tough, and we make so little, but yet they want to bust our, every chance they get, they want to try to stop you and make you look like a criminal and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, when you're really there and you're actually doing the work and going through the ups and downs, you're like, they should want everybody to do this. They should teach people how to do this, because most people can't have a bankroll big enough. And if they did I know the Hard Rock in Tampa, you can't bet more than 10 times the minimum bet if you're not playing with a card. 1 to 10 spread, you're making money, but it's slow money. And if you don't have a big bankroll, it's hard to make big money. Especially if it's a 6 or 8 deck, it's really hard. But anyway, taking a little break here. I'm going to go get some food and figure out what to do from there. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Got myself something to eat. Really couldn't find anything that I wanted. Just got some vegetables. For now, probably stop and get a burger or something on the way home. I'm thinking when I get home, I'll probably go to another casino tonight and try to win a little bit more. Just a slot casino. There's one on the way that I can stop at, but I've been told not to come back more than once, so I really don't want to chance it. So let's head toward home right now. We're going to stop and get some fuel, continue our trip, get home, hang out with the family, and then go tonight and have at least one more session, and we'll play some slots and see what we can do. Saw a lot of interesting people today, that's for sure. People playing with their last dollar. This guy was telling me it was his last $200, and he lost it all. He watched me play for like 20 minutes, and he just did not want to leave. He didn't want to give up, and I was starting to worry a little bit because my chip stack was getting bigger and bigger, and I was worried he was going to ask me for some money later on, but he did end up leaving long before I left the table. So yeah, that's part of what happens here. I did not get the car rental yet. I'm going to do that here after I get fuel, and we'll be all set for our trip on Sunday. So that's where we are right now. What a nice day. All of a sudden, it is so beautiful. Just a couple clouds left in the sky, 61 degrees outside, 63 outside, and we're going to continue on our way home right now and get some fuel, get some food, and I'll be back to update you. All right, folks, 10:40 p.m. Just heading back to the casino. Got some other little errands I need to run as well, so we'll do that probably on the way home. And hopefully, we can make a little bit of money. Right now it's down to 51 degrees. It's going to get down into the high 40s tonight, but should still be nice tomorrow. So we're heading back to a casino right now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, and wasn't really worth it, but we gave it a shot. We went in there. We could tell someone had already been there. We only played just a couple things. Was in there for about 20 minutes or so. Unfortunately, not really much happening. Now, that machine that I won the 3,500 on a couple days ago, gone, replaced by some stupid unicorn something machine now. So, unfortunately, that one's gone. That was a huge one for me. I got a lot of W2s on that one. But there is another version of it, lower limit, that's still there, but the good one is gone. So, anyway, I ended my session ahead, $14. And right now we are going to take care of some personal business, post office, things like that, P.O. box, get some stamps, all kinds of little things like that, and get ourselves ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have to fill up twice. We'll be attempting to play some more blackjack tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Attempting to play some poker. We'll see what happens. And then Friday, of course, we're going to log in at the office and take off for the day, and then we'll be getting ready for our trip. So yeah, I can do my segments real quick. What did you eat today, MW? I had some vegetables this afternoon, apple, cucumbers, things like that, and then this evening had some what did I have? Cauliflower, some what do you call them, like the Polish sausage type things, and then also had another burger from yesterday that we made. That was excellent. Low carb bun, 4 net carbs on the bun, and just the best burger I have ever had. I can't believe it. And she had a hard time finding ground beef yesterday for some reason, so she found ground chuck, and it was really, really good. And I think the problem was we buy half a cow at a time, but things weren't defrosted already, so I think she went to the store and got something. But Good day today. I give that food today, the burger and stuff, still a 10, even though it's leftover meat from yesterday. Normally, I don't do that. And what did you tip today, MW? I tipped $0 today. And what did you learn today, MW? I'm learning that the game that I've been trying to follow for a while and thinking that there might be a way to get an advantage is too complicated if there is an advantage, and may not be an advantage, but if there is, it may be way too complicated to be worth it. So I'm going to have to give up on it most likely, unfortunately. So, yeah, I really thought that I could find a way to make that work. I do need to find a way to set up some kind of a LLC or something as a, I don't know, some kind of a non-profit casino something. We could have a couple casino nights a year and donate the money that we make, and what we'd get out of it would be we'd have the opportunity maybe to reach out to some slot manufacturers, some table games manufacturers, and get some information about their games. I did see some websites where you could buy stuff like that, but I didn't find specifically what I was looking for. So anyway, I'm going to let you go for now. We'll catch up tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.